So I'm gonna do something kind of nuts. I am going to 2 conventions this weekend because there's a convention in downtown Minneapolis where Austin St. John, Walter Jones, and David Fielding are at. And then there's also a convention this weekend down in Des Moines where Amy Jo Johnson and David Yost are at. So my friend Nikki and I already made plans to go to Des Moines Con. It's run by the same people that do Twin Cities Con here in Minneapolis. We already made plans to do that. And then while I was at Detour, I found out that those 3, Austin, Walter, and David, were going to be at Minnesota Con this same exact weekend. Ugh. So since Des Moines Con is only Saturday, Sunday, I am spending today at Minnesota Con. Nikki was gonna try and come with me to it as well, but she unfortunately cannot. So I'm picking her up tomorrow morning before I drive down to Des Moines. And we're still doing Des Moines Con. We're gonna spend a night in a hotel and have some fun at the convention, where I'm gonna finish my Power Rangers poster. I mean, Austin's already signed it, but I'll finish it up. I will have all of the Power Rangers that are still alive at this point in time. And I will also have the original Zordon. I'm doing 2 conventions over the course of a weekend. And granted, that shouldn't sound like a lot, because like it's as if I'm just going to a convention Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But like, it's just weird because usually when I do a convention, I devote the entire weekend to it. So it's weird that I'm only going to the one day. And I only bought a 1-day pass. So it's gonna be interesting. So I'm just waiting for a couple of things to be done so I can change, because I'm doing my laundry. And I also have to actually go to my physical office, my actual office, and because next week, and I feel safe saying this, even though nobody knows what I do with my job, but I feel safe saying this, because by the time you see this, it will be well past my week in the office. But next week I'm in the office because I do rotate into the office every once in a while. I'm not going to say how often that is or when my next time is going to be in the office, because I just want to make sure that I'm safe. So in case somebody does figure out where I work, I'm safe at my actual physical job when I'm there. So it's just a safety thing. I don't talk about what I do or like even the industry I work in. So, but I mostly work from home. So, and I've made sure that my personal information is off of the internet as much as possible. So, yeah. Anyway, so I do have to go into my physical office at some point today because I am in the office next week and I don't know where my badge is. So I have to get a new one. Yeah, this is gonna be a crazy weekend. So let's get started. All right, so I've made it downtown Minneapolis. I'm in a parking ramp, but I have to walk to the convention center because I park in a cheap parking ramp. So, because it's city owned versus owned by like the convention center, right? I actually don't know if the convention center actually owns one, but like all the ones around there are owned by like hotels and stuff. This is a city owned one, so it's nice and cheap. So if you're coming to Minneapolis and want cheap parking, Leamington is going to be the parking ramp you're going to want to look for. It's my favorite parking ramp in the entire city because most of the things I need to do are in this part of the city. If I'm ever in Minneapolis, like I'm usually in this area, so. But because Minneapolis is super walkable and because we have the most intricate and longest skyway system in, I think, the world, definitely the country. You're good to walk from here as well, as long as you don't mind walking a decent amount. Anyway, all right, time to go meet Walter Jones, David Fielding, and of course, see Austin again. This is crazy. Like 7-year-old me is like just freaking the F out right now. And then at some point this weekend, I'm hoping to actually edit the vlog that I did in Nashville and upload that. And then this one will go up and we'll have 2 videos this month. How cool is that? Also, happy Pride. I have not said that yet.
You want to take a photo with, oh, you're taking a video with me.
This guy keeps following me everywhere I go.
I show up and she's like, oh my God, I thought I was going to be here alone. You're here with me now.
I was saying that about Walter Jones.
Oh, sure. Okay. We'll tell Walter and see what he thinks.
Lunchtime with this creepy guy. I want to go farm over too. We should make a trip.
Yeah.
You and me. Deal?
Deal.
So I'm back in the car, and that was just so wonderful. Like, getting to hang out with Austin again was great. Got to take a picture with him without a mask, without a plexiglass between us, which was great. And Zordon was there. I had never met him in person before. We've interacted on Twitter, but never met him. And then Walter, just... he's probably my favorite Power Ranger encounter I've ever had. So we'll see what happens tomorrow with David and Amy Jo, but oh my god, that was so much fun. So Walter just came around. So my friend Brian, as you guys would have seen, my friend Brian ended up being there and ran into me just as I was waiting, or as I was getting done with David Fielding. He came up to me and we waited in line for Walter together. We went back to David so that Brian could take a selfie with him, and then Brian hung out with me as I was getting a selfie with Austin. And so Walter came around, and as we were coming up to his table, he came around the table and started dancing with us because there was a song that was playing that he wanted to dance to. So he's like, let's dance. And he's like, can't take a picture with me if you don't dance, because I was watching them dance. And he's like, no, you get in here and you dance. So we started dancing together. It was really great. Loved it. And then I told him, just like I told Austin, if you go back to my Twin Cities Con video that I did, where I told Austin about my CPTSD and that Power Rangers was my safe space when I was a kid, I told that to Walter too, and Walter just, he was super touched by that, came around and he's like, can I give you a hug? And I was like, yes you can. He gave me like 2 hugs, and he was just, he's like, I'm really glad we got to be that for you. And I'm just, you know, they always say don't meet your heroes, but so far in the Power Rangers realm, I have been just pleasantly surprised by everybody, and so far Walter was my favorite Power Rangers encounter I've ever had. So we'll see about David and Amy Jo tomorrow, but oh, it was so good. It was so good. And I liked that it wasn't super busy at the convention. So we got to have personal connections with people. We got to have conversations with all 3 of them, and it was just fun. I liked it. It was a good time. It was a good time. So now day 2 starts tomorrow. I'm going to end the vlog here. Well, I'm going to continue the vlog, but I'm going to stop vlogging at this point. And I will see you all tomorrow for Des Moines Con. 2 conventions in 1 weekend. I'm crazy. And now we're on my nice camera for the rest of this weekend. And we're in Des Moines for Des Moines Con. So we just went to David Yost's panel, left a little early to go see Beyblades. But they're not here. Where are they? Where's 306?
Next door, but it's possibly silent.
Oh. Alright. I thought that was 308 next door.
No, it's 306 and then 305.
Oh, I see. I don't know how this place works. We got nice and lost at one point, so, you know. I think Nikki found a cosplayer she wants to take a picture of. Anyway, so we got nice and lost in this place because we couldn't find where to get our badges.
Apparently it's in the main freaking vendors hall.
Yeah, so to get to the vendors hall, you go through registration. It's weird. But here, I get to see David Yost, Amy Jo Johnson, the creators of Animaniacs and Tiny Toon Adventures, Raphael Sabarge, Tom Kenny, and Jim Cummings. I'm dying. The 90s kid in me, dead. Well, Raphael Sabarge was from Once Upon a Time, which was not in the 90s, but he knew Gabe and also knows Michael, and I'm friends with Michael and was friends with Gabe before he ultimately passed away. I miss Gabe. Anyway, see the convention. I just realized I did not bring my charger for this camera, so I might end up switching back to my phone at some point. What do you think of the vendor room, Nikki?
A little crammed,
Yeah.
but pretty good so far.
This convention is very book-oriented, it seems, in the vendor room, and a lot of 3D printing. Lots of 3D printing. And oddly enough, a lot of pops. Like, I thought pops were kind of out these days.
They're super collectible, which is unfortunate because I think they're ugly as sin.
See, I used to think they were cute, but I don't collect them much anymore.
I have 2 Funko Pops. One, Matt from Digimon, and the special edition Sparkly Carmen Sandiego from Emerald City
Hold on.
Comic Con.
Let me put on my shock face. You have Matt from Digimon. Did I buy a Gyarados plushie? Yes. Will I buy a second one by the end of the weekend because they also have a red Gyarados? Probably. Back on my phone for a hot second because I left my camera with Nikki, but I'm about to go to the photo shoot with Tom Kenny and Jim Cummings. So excited, y'all. That photo is right here. So day 1 is over. Nikki and I just walked to dinner. You can see that dinner on a short, but it was good dinner. And now we are in for the night, and we're gonna drink some alcohol. Nikki's a bartender. Well, used to be a bartender.
I used to be. God, years ago now. I'm old.
We're both old. We were both talking about that on the way here, that we're nearly 40. So, I know that's not actually all that old, but it's old. So, you know you're at a convention when you see 2 guys just walk in Power Ranger leotards from your hotel room. One's a Blue Ranger and one's a Yellow Ranger. I mean, male presenting, I should say. I don't want to assume their gender. But, you know, still. Love it. Day 2.
Last day.
Which is weird. I'm not used to 2-day conventions. I've only been to 2. And even the one that I went to before is now a 3-day convention.
I'm sure this one will be.
I think so. I don't know if we'll come back to it though.
Yeah, I don't know if it was worth it.
The guest list is pretty great this year, but
if that's the only thing, I mean.
The programming is not good, especially because they moderate panels.
Yeah, moderated panels. No more of that. Come on.
No more of that.
We're not freaking San Diego Comic Con.
Right. Right. And then just the layout, the way they utilize the space. There's very little signage. Was not impressed with this con. So I'm by myself right now, walking back to the event center because I ran stuff back to the car because Nikki bought kind of an oddly shaped art piece, and I bought from Creative Animaniacs bought this Animaniacs poster that has all the characters on it, and had him, Paul Rugg, sign it because obviously. And now I have a new project. So I had the Power Rangers all sign that old fan club poster, as well as Zordon. And now I have a new project to find all the Animaniacs actors. So one of which is Burned Up Peters. So good luck to me. Anyway, I am going through a lot of emotions because, like, I got to meet Jim Cummings and Tom Kenny yesterday. I had Jim Cummings sign something for me today. Probably won't get Tom Kenny, unfortunately, because his line is just ridiculous. So I have the photo. I'm good. I don't think I said this on the vlog yesterday, but I should have worn, yesterday I should have worn my 90s Nickelodeon shirt because it would look so much better at the cat dog duo. Oh no, this camera is going to die. Oh well. The rest of this vlog will be on my phone, I guess. But, yeah. But I got to meet Jim Cummings and Tom Kenny, and I got to meet, you know, on Friday, Walter Jones and David Fielding. Got to see Austin again. And here, I got to meet David Nielsen and Joe Johnson. I still get to see them later because I have a photo shoot with them later, and I'm very excited. And the creator and head writer of Animaniacs, and just all these people that helped my really rough childhood be just slightly better. And so I'm going through a lot of emotions right now because they mean so much to me, and I know they're human, like I know that, but to me they were safe spaces, they were safety to me, and getting to meet them means a lot. Anyway, alright, I'm back at the event center. Time to find Nikki. It's hot out.
Joey now will introduce us. We were never here.
No, pay no attention to those people. They weren't there. Hi, everybody. My name is Joey. We're here at Des Moines Con. Hi, Des Moines Con! Yes, my name is...
Those who know it...
The good one. Which version does not say in the last line?
So that we'll go with, here's the show's name.
Yes.
And those who know it, sing it loudly for the others to come.
So we're about to leave. My big camera died, so we're on my phone. We're about to leave, and we just came out of Tom Ruger and Paul Rugg's panel, The History of Animaniacs. I recorded some footage that I'm not going to put in this video, but I'll go ahead and put like a secondary video up. What'd you think, Nikki?
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan, you know.
Oh my god, I love the Animaniacs. But it brought back memories because they also did Freakazoid, and one of our friends from school was obsessed with Freakazoid.
A million years ago.
Yeah. I also loved Tiny Toons. One of my favorite things about Tiny Toons is the very end of the credits, you know, where they would normally have like in the credits, like, everything in this is fictitious.
Yeah, yeah.
They would always put like a weird saying. And I like, last time I rewatched Tiny Toon Adventures, I took pictures of them all. So I was just like, they're funny. But yeah, so it just was really cool to meet those two and go to their panel and learn the history of the Animaniacs. So it's 30 years old this year as well, as same as Power Rangers. Anyway, we're gonna end the vlog here.
Time to drive home.
Time to drive 3 hours home. Bye.